Book of Luke, chapter 21 and verse 20. And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh.
When you shall see. So this is what was happening. During the time when Christ was walking, all right? The Romans, Herod and all of them, they had took over Jerusalem. They was already conquering Jerusalem, all right? So he said, when you shall see the armies of the Romans, this is talking about in 70 AD. You can read this in the history books. Titus Vespasian, he came down into Jerusalem in 70 AD, took over the city and started killing much of our people, the Jews, Judah, all right? Our people started killing. So Christ, he said, when you shall see the armies compassed in Jerusalem, you shall know the desolation is nigh, meaning time is coming to the end, all right? Keep going.
Verse 21. Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains.
So it's like, let's say for example, I say, look, when you shall see Richmond compassed with officers, Richmond Police Department, when you shall see this, get out of Richmond. Think about how many people is in Richmond. That's a mass evacuation. So Christ says, when you shall see this, get out of Jerusalem. Leave, flee, don't come in. Keep going.
And let them which are in the midst of it depart out, and let not them that are in the countries enter therein too.
So whoever in Jerusalem, leave. Whoever is outside of Jerusalem to come back to keep the feast days, don't come. Because you're going to get killed. Keep going.
Verse 22. For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled.
For these be the days of vengeance. That everything that was written must be fulfilled. Because once we fled into Africa, what happened? We was put into slavery, all right, by the Arabs, known as the Trans-Saharan slave trade. That's how come what we read in Joel 3. Tyre and Zidon, the Africans, the Palestinians, the Arabs, they came together, sold us to the so-called white man. That's why it's called the transatlantic slave trade. All right? And we was just not scattered over here in Americas. We down in South America. We over in Netherlands, England. All right? Revelations 1 and verse 14. Yeah, read 1 and 1.
The book of Revelations, chapter 1, verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave unto him, to show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass.
So this is the revelation of Jesus Christ, the revealing of the Christ. Go to verse 14.
Verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
His head and his hairs were white like wool. Does this man have white woolly hair? Look at our hairs. Look at your hair. Who has the woolly hair today? Exactly, brother. Give that brother a flyer. Give all of them a flyer. Keep going.
His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow.
As white as snow. Do this man have white hair? No. He has stringy, filthy hair. Keep going.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass.
And his feet like unto fine brass. What is the color of brass? Brown. Keep going.
As if they burned in a furnace.
As if it burned in the furnace. Now we all know if you put anything in the furnace, it's going to come out what? Black. This man is an imposter. He's the damn devil that the Bible speaks of. Give me Daniel chapter 10 and verse 5. Because see, look, Christ's image wasn't just only written in the New Testament. It's also written in the Old. Daniel chapter 10 and verse 5.
It's on the flyer.
The book of Daniel, chapter 10 and verse 5. Then I lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with fine gold of Uphaz. His body also was like the beryl, and his face as the appearance of lightning, and his eyes as lamps of fire, and his arms and his feet like in color to polished brass.
Once again, showing you the image of Christ. All right? Our people is people of color. You can read many scriptures, Job 30 and 30, Jeremiah 14 and 2. All right? You can read Acts 13 and 1, where it calls Simon Niger or nigger. All right? All through that. All through the scriptures show our people of color. All right? But now, I've showed you who you are. You're an Israelite that the Bible speaks of.